Okay, I believe we are back. Alright, so we got the chat up. You guys, fuck. I'm in the way of it. Is there a way for me to pop this out? Hey, yeah, I'll just block a little bit of it. You guys have to deal with that. Sorry.
Get some.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the first ever Saber Interactive dev stream here at the brand new official Saber Twitch channel. My name is Matt Sohinki, and you may be asking yourself, is this a man hosting a stream about Evil Dead wearing an Evil Dead the Game t-shirt that is partially keying out? And the answer is yes, because I am all about professionalism. I am not here by myself today, though. I am joined by the community director at Saber, Cal. Cal, what's going on, man? I think you might be muted.
How's it going?
There we go.
How's it going, everyone? We're also here with a couple of people from Saber as well. We have our Chief Creative Officer, Tim Willits. We have
Hello.
We have our Narrative Director and Lore Master, Craig Sherman.
Hi.
And we have our Creative Director, Jason O'Connell.
Hello.
Jason's going to be playing...
So many game devs are bald.
Today with some community
I should
members,
join them.
And, he kind of gained this rep internally of being the unbeatable demon, so we're going to put that to the test today.
Yeah, I've heard horrors.
Who was the unbeatable demon? Hold on. Go back. Like 10 seconds.
And he kind of gained this. Director Jason O'Connell.
Okay.
Hello.
Director Jason O'Connell.
Jason's going to be playing the demon with us today with some community members, and he kind of gained this rep internally
Okay.
of being the unbeatable demon, so we're going to put that to the test today.
You have saved yourself.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories. You know, you seemed a little shaky when we talked yesterday, but you said you're undefeated today. Is that right?
I wouldn't say undefeated. I mean, well, yeah, no, today, yes, but the past few days, absolutely not. I think, in all of our internal playtests, I did give the guys a hard time. But after the past few weeks of playing with the community, that's the community has gotten really damn good. So
They did?
It'll be a fun experience.
Cool. And I believe we're also potentially joined by some people in Madrid, or might be joined by some of the people in Madrid later on. Cal, can you?
Yeah. All right, we'll have some team members from Madrid joining us later on today. But feel free to ask your questions in the chat as we play. We'll be taking notes
All right.
of them so that
if anyone can do me the big favor,
we'll
if they
try, between
ask a
all the
question
different
in chat
matches
and they
today
answer,
to,
let me
to
know.
get some questions from
A lot of people were
chat
saying they
that,
never answered any of the
anything
questions.
that might be burning questions you have about the game. We'll do our best to answer them. We
They did
definitely
say
wanna
they'll
get
do their
into
best.
those matches. We've got some awesome community members joining us today. But before we do that, let's kind of talk about exactly what's going to be going on. So we have 3 community members that we've chosen that are going to be joining us each match, and it's not just playing for
You
nothing.
chose
Okay, we're
wrong.
playing for some giveaways. I have some things to show you here. We're going to be giving away some of these Geeky Tiki Ash Tikis. This is pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
And then we're also going to be giving away, and these are really cool,
That's not cool. I wasn't there. I didn't even know this
Some,
existed.
Evil Dead action figures. Let me open this bad boy up real
I've seen
quick.
those.
This is really cool. This is never coming out of the package. We're going to be giving away some of these today.
You want to
So,
send me some?
Make sure you're entering that giveaway when those
Groovy.
come up. But it's kind of on the community members we've chosen to make this happen, because we're basically saying that we have to complete at least one of the objectives, either the pages or the dagger, in order for the giveaway to initiate. So everyone in the chat, feel free to get upset at everyone if we're not getting those objectives done. But no, keep it tame, and look, I'm on the team, and there's some veterans of Evil Dead, if we can even say veterans at this point. But there's been we have a lot of people that have been playing the game a lot, so I don't foresee any issues, even though Jason's supposed to be incredibly scary. So with that being said, why don't we maybe get into some introductions, and I'm gonna swap over to gameplay here. Oh, and I'm not muted. There we go. And yeah, we can
Was he a
get some of
full-on
our community
streamer?
members up into the chat and see what they're all about. So, first up, and by the way, this was done on Twitter, so if you're not following at Saber Games, you definitely should be. That is where we tweeted this out, and people that responded with a GIF, we picked them out, we checked them out, and yeah, that's how people were chosen for today. So why don't we get some of them in the call right now. First up, we have Just Haunter. We can pull him in here. Just Haunter, how's it going? We're also going to be joined by Laughin' and Kittier, but first let's talk to Just Haunter for a second. We checked you out. It looks like you're a horror TikToker, which is cool. You have some awesome TikToks up, and I noticed you have some Evil Dead YouTube content as well. Welcome, dude.
Thanks, man. How's it going?
It's going great. I was checking out right before the stream how to carry games solo. That's definitely something that I need. So we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I usually play a lot of games solo, so I figured it'd be a fun little topic to cover.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do you mind if we pull up one of your TikToks, or would you rather keep those behind?
No, yeah, go for it, man.
Here. This is I just clicked on the first one earlier. The
other one.
the one with the hound.
The yellow cloak. Fuck you! Those are your last words. Fuck you. Come on, you can do better.
I love the makeup, dude. This is awesome.
Your shit are dying, you know that. Where's the
So
other
good.
That's so good.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
joining us today.
I know that this
We've
is supposed to be a
also got,
reaction,
Laughin'.
but I don't want to
Laughin',
react
thanks for
to.
joining us, man.
I just.
We've been meaning to get some games in, so I'm
I've
excited,
never understood
that
how
you're joining us.
TikTok was any good.
Yeah.
Half the shit on TikTok, I just look
Yeah,
at it, I'm
going
like,
to be,
what is this
your
shit?
teammate, so you're gonna have to be
Sweet.
carrying me.
It's not.
Okay, I'll try.
I mean,
We got,
the
Laughin', by the way. I'm just
the
gonna
audio
pull
wasn't
over
even
his
synced
YouTube
up
channel.
right,
I'm sure
man.
Everyone in the chat already knows. Laughin's been pumping out a ton of content. This is how to play Henry the Red, but he's got content on like basically every character at this point. So
Trying to get them all out there, yeah.
yeah. So thanks for joining us. Make sure you're subscribed to
I stopped
Laughin' on
making
YouTube,
videos.
you know?
I was tired of editing and
Thank you so
rendering.
much.
And then we've got, this is going to be a little bit of streamception because we've also got Kittier joining us.
Hello.
So you can definitely watch them live as well. I'm not sure if we're, Cal, did we decide, are we trying to get the squad stream rolling, or?
Why don't we try to give it a try?
All
You
right.
guys need.
Isn't
Like,
that just, I think that's
I'm just gonna say they need
Oh, you are right,
a little
you are.
community manager to get this together and plan it out and
But,
get
but
them
thank you for
rolling.
joining us
If this
tonight.
is
You
a
guys can go
dev
check
stream,
out
it needs to be about the dev stuff. They want to show some gameplay that's cool, but
and we can get rolling here.
it seems more like a community thing. They don't really have anything. Like right when this starts, like I could tell you they don't have anything to talk about. Because they're not announcing anything or discussing anything. Like you, as much as I
Cal, who's
hate
your
Dead by
money on the
Daylight,
first
I
one?
have to admit that the production quality on their
this is a
developer
strong team.
streams were always top notch, and they did the
played
right
Platinum
thing every
Junior,
time, and they could
Platinum
learn from
Junior,
DVD's
and
devs on that.
actually,
If it-
really
absolutely.
I know
So
Kier has maxed out their girl squad to
Yeah.
maximum.
yeah, just go ahead and put that down. Anyways, so one of the things you like was like they bring it up, they talk about things going on in the community, things they're looking towards in the future. No, I actually wouldn't say Dead by Daylight had really terrible dev streams. I watched their first dev streams all the way up until I quit playing Dead by Daylight myself. And I had gone through the history and compiled dev streams. Like, I did a whole bunch of stuff back in the day to make, history content and get the facts together. Their dev streams were not bad. They weren't perfect, but they weren't this.
I'll kind of see what
They
everybody
weren't
else does.
this.
There you go. I should have you in now, Sahinky.
And they got better and better.
Kittier, let me just make sure.
I'm
I
Team
got
Jason all
you.
the way.
No pressure.
Kittier, if you want to
Team Jason.
accept my friend request as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should be able to see.
They should have set the friends requests up ahead of time. They should have set a lot of stuff up. Fucking what? 4 ads? Jesus, Twitch. The fit. Alright, well, we can go ahead and just. Oh, I guess not, because then that shows, and it's like, man, we're watching ads, fam. Is this what you guys live through? I guess this is why I don't watch Twitch. Fuck. I don't have ad block. I pay for my ad blocks. I pay for the premium.
And just,
Oh my goodness.
just Honor, if you want to accept the friend request as well, we can get this rolling.
So would I think they care, or just doing this stream? I think what they're trying to do is
There we go. I just
they're trying to get the community together, because one thing that keeps a game alive
I can play
is community.
make sure to have
So if there's a community, it will thrive. Dead by Daylight thrives purely on that, which is good for them. They've made that, and if this game wants to thrive, they have to do the same thing.
Except Warrior, sorry.
I don't know how many people were watching this. Had 260,000 views, so
support oriented or whatever.
I guess it did
I
fine.
mean, look, for all
There we
intents and
go.
purposes, we really only have to get one objective done, so. Alright. Yeah, so let's
Oh,
make
man.
sure that just...
Make sure everyone's on the right team.
Katie, you gotta switch yours up.
He likely took it easy on them because what likely happened is he probably is a really good player, but also they need to do giveaways. I wouldn't say he didn't want to upset them, because Jason is the dev. Who's he gonna upset? But the
for the first part of the match, we'll be showing
the thing he likely was doing was playing it easy on them, trying to look like he's putting up a fight, doing everything,
I'm
and
happy to fill whatever. it is, so yeah, I don't want to make anyone play support that doesn't want to play support. I'm open to doing anything. You guys, let me know.
Yeah. What are you guys good in? I totally
I will
don't mind
hunter
playing
it out.
Cheryl.
I'm not gonna really judge the gameplay all that much. Can I speed this up?
Yeah, I'll throw down as Cheryl.
All my warriors are basically level 25.
All right, put this on 2 times. I
Kelly's
don't really
got
want
it.
to sit there.
Why don't we, you know what, I might play Pablo.
Hey.
Hey.
I saw some Pablo enthusiasts in the chat, so I'm...
Oh man, you're gonna play Pablo and Cheryl? Fucking yes. Dual supports. You know what? Someone just needs to play Ash support.
Kitty Kelly.
Hey.
All right, Jason, you gotta rep Saber.
Yeah. There goes nothing.
You got a pool going, and my money's on you.
It's on you.
I hope it wasn't a lot of money.
You're representing all of Saber right now.
Putting Jason on the spot there.
Technically, if I wanted, I could look up at my Discord and see where
Wait.
I'm not gonna do that.
So they're not doing... See, they need a community manager to have all the streams running and then take footage from each one and swap between them. Or they need to add a... Oh god, he's playing on console. Fuck.
How dare.
What he also needs to do is add a spectator mode so they can just spectate and see a real game being played. That would be really hard to add, to be honest, but it's something that I would like. That's a very good question. What did happen to RE-verse? I don't fucking know. It vanished off the face of the planet.
Pablo, you know what you're missing?
What's that?
Your rusty chain.
That's true. Maybe I can find it around around the map somewhere. This is wild to play because right now I'm hearing the demon's audio and I just hear him trapping everything.
Oh god. Just getting ready.
Rusty Chain DLC win.
Right. Kelly, you gotta get that flamethrower eventually.
That would be lovely.
We're like an MP5. Do we think that would be unfair?
Yeah, they absolutely should never have put again.
Yeah. Alright, let me just grab this first map piece here.
Just Ash running around with a machine gun.
Oh, that is around the other side of the building.
They do have someone doing it. Okay,
Double barrel here.
I spoke a little early.
Alright.
Oh.
Just Pablo things. Someone shouting out Q in the chat. Thank you so much.
They likely picked whoever was applying to. You had to apply to get on this. I didn't follow Saber Games. I followed Evil Dead Game, and that was a fucking mistake because they didn't post this on the Evil Dead Twitter. They posted on Saber Games Twitter. And to be fair, why the fuck would you do that? It should be on your Evil Dead Twitter because it's your Evil Dead game, but it's a Saber. It's just, I don't know. We'll see about the whole ignoring chat thing when we get there. So my idea is that because the devs are playing, they're more focused on the game right now. So any questions being asked right now are null and void because they would
Leave me alone.
you know.
Right.
See,
I'm
well,
going
First
to
class.
next
Nice.
map piece.
Oh no, we had stuff in there.
Oh, just barely squeeze through. No.
Something's better than nothing, you know.
Yeah.
You guys just keep looting up while I handle these map pieces. Let me just be the explorer.
I like that they're using the map thing, but they have voice comms. Why would you mark the map and do voice comms? Just say you're going there. Like, we don't have a release date for Castle Kandar map to share yet, but we will have that info to share soon, along with new screens.
Like, that's gonna be interesting to see what we're
Okay, so it's not ready.
Catapults or something.
Yeah.
Horses. No, I'm joking. Not horses.
That would be interesting.
Oh my god, there's so many random bases on me. Please.
I think we're coming that way.
Okay.
Killers.
Okay, you are shooting a fuck ton, dude.
Alright, I am about to have the last map.
Oh, I'm possessed, Cheryl. Okay, nice.
Now we can do that,
Okay.
or we could be really mean to him. What do you guys want to do? We could split.
This is a good.
I'm kind of down to be a little mean.
I think we should be mean to him a little bit.
All right.
You want the dagger or?
I'm running over to one of the objectives, which I will not say.
Bro, you don't have any bullets. How are you gonna split? Your fear's maxed. You've got 2 matches and 4 shemps. You think you're gonna survive?
Do a little this.
You even went fucking. You went. Oh my god. You went shield first.
Okay, I might just be fine.
Why? Is it so you can tank with your your amulets? Oh
you guys are-
god.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Let's just group up then. We don't have to be mean. We only need
We're
one
throwing them
objective.
off. Throw them
Yeah.
off a little bit.
Totally going to the pages, Jason, by the way.
Yeah. Just FYI.
This is a mirage. What you're seeing is not real. Do you need heal, by the way?
These are not the survivors you're looking for.
Do you need a heal, by the way? Okay.
No more head. Perfect. Keep in mind, chat, that this is, we need to finish this to
Dropping my gun.
actually get the giveaway going. So if you are
Drop
a
my gun.
demon
I just
enthusiast...
have
Oh. Smart.
Cheryl, Cheryl getting crazy with it.
Melee only.
Hey, there you go, Ash.
Well, that is an elite. Be wary of the elite.
Demons probably.
Nice.
You,
Does anybody have a pistol ammo?
I only have the stuff that's in my gun.
I am possessed. Cheryl.
Nice,
Oh.
good job. You need a heal? Oh, you do. Okay. Powers up,
There you go.
perfect.
Why is he asking if you need the heal? You should be able to judge.
Oh, loudest. Just a taunt. It was just a taunt, Hunter.
See, he even said it was a taunt. Like, they kind of know.
Beat him up.
Beat him up. Oh my, oh wow, yeah, that legendary pistol coming in.
Man, it's everything.
He's down.
Alright, let me get the heals on you guys.
Jeez, kitty, save some for the rest of us.
Exactly, dude.
Alright.
He's just so mega.
I'm obsessed.
I see it.
So, the demon's definitely just dicking with them, just joking around.
Initiating.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take this.
That nice
You're
knife.
taking the knife?
Hey,
That's not a knife.
this. Oh,
Go loot a little bit.
why not? Chilling. Still got
The
5
elimination
ships.
station.
If everyone wants to group up for shields, we can do that.
Everyone's just spamming groovy.
First. There we go.
Is that what you had to do to get in the giveaway?
There we go. I'm losing it, man. You can also just like fire gift your down if you want.
Right over here. Oh, there you go.
Got it. Good stuff.
You guys looted up for the final?
Yeah, I think I got 5 champs still, and I'm just
Final? That's not final.
Let's roll over
Yeah,
there.
we're getting close. Still gotta grab a page and then we're good.
You have pages and then final, and you have to loot up for that.
I hear some in here.
See, I think that's what's wrong with these people. Is they only loot up for pages, and they don't realize they need to loot after pages, which it's hard to loot, to be honest.
So who's got control of the radio?
Not gonna lie, because obviously you have the storm coming in, you have to be quick.
Kelly, let's go.
You have to also know where you and your team have been and go to the places you haven't and hope they're not trapped. And
Yes.
Snowy weather for the rest of eternity.
well, yeah, the demon's going a little easy on them. They're having fun, but this is why we're playing this on 2 times speed.
Impeccable judgment call.
Hey. This card does pretty good for driving in snowy weather across the wood.
Thankfully, no snow physics in play.
Snow runner, eat your heart out.
This is where it's gonna get dicey. Oh, that's a fence.
Oh.
That's a tree stump. Nice. Alright, smooth sailing from here, I think. They drive all the way up as well.
I gotta say that's some of the best off-terrain driving I've seen.
There you go.
Oh, there's a car on
Okay.
site. That is rude, sir.
Alright, Jason.
That is rude.
Stop him, Jason.
I don't appreciate
Dropping my
this.
pistol again.
Look, just trying to initiate this, please. Loudest up.
Jason wasted his time
Possessed, Cheryl.
Oh,
Cheryl's eating up
bringing the car there to put it on top of the thing. That takes 100 infernal energy to move the car.
nice. Damn, that damage. Oh, that hurt.
Okay.
Come to the middle for heals.
Using elites, that was the build I lost with
I'm gonna get
for the first time.
He popped it here.
Never again would I do it. Never.
Another chance on the ground is what I've got. Alright.
Okay, let's see what he does. Cast a spell immediately. As a demon, you don't do that. Just start swinging. You don't cast your spell immediately. There's no point.
I think there's a reason why I don't have any ammo. It's like giving me 3 bullets.
She doesn't have ammo? That should be a game over. Why is he only possessing the elites? Oh, there he goes. He possesses a basic. Bro, we gotta talk about these ads. Are you guys even like fucking the partners? Shut your. Some dev streams are pointless. Some are actually very good. Dead by Daylight dev streams were actually pretty good. You watched it, you learned some things. You watched things you didn't want to watch. It's really about community. Like let's make sure that everybody knows that. Like, look, guys, it really brings people together when the devs do things for community. Granted, they need to do a little more. Like, no, I don't do ad block extensions. I pay for my ads. You don't understand, guys. I understand the world functions on ads, and equally, when you block ads, for example, if you watch my video with the ads blocked, I don't get paid.
That's why I can't even pick one up. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to possess and kill my own teammates real fast.
Right.
We do have.
I get you would prefer the posts, but you know, again, it's a community thing. A blog post does not bring people together. Blog post is just that. So that's like patch notes, really. Blog posts that'll just give patch notes or a reveal. But like these little shows are nice to bring people together, and that's again what the game needs more than anything. So I'm okay with these streams, but like at least make sure that there is some important information in the front that people would want. You know, like you would like give you the information that you want in the first 5 minutes, then you're done, go away, you won't watch the rest because it's going to be the gameplay community stuff, and that's fine. It's got to bring people together, and I'm sure they will still do posts on their on the main website of Evil Dead. They actually do put the patch notes over there.
So as a reminder, since we did capture the pages and the digger, one of the raffles is going on right now. So if you type Groovy in chat, we'll start recording your entries to win one of those lovely mugs or action figures that we were showing earlier today.
Oh, I'm being shot.
Good old Cheryl.
This is a knife.
Somebody has YouTube. So YouTube Premium is different. YouTube Premium does pay. Yes.
We're almost in the clear. These heavies are gonna. The elites are
So do I think it's cool to see other streams with other classes?
Louder stuff again.
What do you mean other streams with other classes?
This is gonna get dicey. There are a lot of dudes up.
He lashed it.
You gotta laugh. Heal you.
I got
Oh,
you.
you couldn't get healed because
Oh no, it didn't work. Oh no.
It's alright,
I drank a thing and so did you, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah, don't finish the dark ones, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta get laughed
me up.
Oh, he's watching.
Oh, he's doing good. How did the support go down?
Yeah, he's on me now. I can cut him for a bit.
I'm gonna do something a little weird.
He's going back.
Got him.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, the stealth res, the Pablo special.
Honestly.
Okay, I
I got
got
the
the
car
car.
in case we need it.
Okay.
Got the flaps out.
Nice.
Evil Ash is eating me up.
I'm coming, I'm
Don't
coming.
finish. We gotta make sure he lashes down.
Got him.
Nice. Okay, let's get heals going.
There we go.
Wait, is the Kelly struggling? The hunter?
There we
Now
go.
we finish the zaps. Ooh, that was dicey.
Nice.
All right, watch the.
It's got a lot of skeletons around.
Nice. Bounce bar down. I have one more gems. If we want
I'm
to.
gonna drop in the
I have
middle.
one as well.
Oh, I always finish dark ones.
My first.
I can show you a clip of a game where I, for the first time ever, tried to pick someone up before finishing dark ones, and we lost because everyone died trying to revive them. It is better to just let your team die most of the time. I would say about 95% of the time, just kill them. They're not worth it. If I'm down, I tell them to go. I don't like it, but
With like maxed out possession, they hit someone for 900.
Oh my
With an
gosh.
elite, which, if I'm not mistaken, is enough to kill a support in one hit if they haven't upgraded their health.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
I'm excited for RE4 remake. It was one of my lesser favorite REs, and not really. Especially since everyone bitched about the good RE remakes. Yeah, I mean, I'll play it because it's a Resident Evil 100%. I will love it because it's a Resident Evil 100%. But I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see. I haven't seen much about it, but
Oh yeah, we started going down at the beginning right there.
all right.
That last skeleton groan.
Wow. Look at that. Damn. What weapon did you have, Haunter?
Dude, I had the basic axe the whole time.
What?
I kept trying to find something else, but
Wow.
Hey, you did pretty good.
That's pretty darn good. Holy moly.
Heck yeah.
All right.
it's Army of Darkness Ash, baby.
Well, you do get much less experience than that.
Cal, what's your analysis? What'd you see? Talk to me.
A lot of good teamwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like solid teamwork. You guys just rolled through all 3 objectives so fast and together.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the smartest play when you don't know how the killer is, if you're unsure if they're gonna be good or not, is just
Yeah,
to be
'cause
together.
If we would have split up, that might have been the bad move right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, actually, man,
Honestly.
when it's so crazy how much pressure Evil Ash applies when he like pops up the skeleton resurrection. And
The
he's-
industrial
Oh, yeah.
strength
And he could
increase to
all
heal
things.
only does nothing if you put 4 points into it. You can put 3 points into it and get the third effect, but if you put 4, apparently the 4th one makes it 0.
Never get it.
So just remove 1 point from that, and if it's at 3, it should
Let me
work.
go in the order we introduced you in, so we'll start with just Honor. Why don't you tell people where they can find you, where all your stuff is?
Yeah, so you can basically find me.
No thanks.
Your BB?
No.
Bouncing around about balance in general.
Oh wait, rewind.
I'm ready.
Rewind.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, Craig, you enter this one.
And rewind. Rewind.
You've pre-selected, or should we just get some questions from chat right now?
Okay, hold on. He said something important right there. I gotta turn this up.
Giveaway. So Cal, do you have any questions that you've pre-selected, or should we just get some questions from chat right now?
Okay, that right there tells me either they had someone watching chat and they were looking for questions they could answer confidently, or they would just now they couldn't find any and are hoping new questions come up. But
Pull some questions from chat.
so the answer was no.
Cool, cool.
Let's see.
Mm-mm-mm.
Werps had a good question right
All right,
there.
Craig, you enter this one.
I'm ready.
There's well, so I've been seeing a few questions bouncing around about balance in general, game balance. You know, some people were asking
Fair question.
about like stamina. I saw some people asking about early game possession. So I mean, maybe rather than answer one of those things specifically, maybe we'll talk about like how we're approaching balance in general, because I do think the most recent balance patch where we got rid of the animation canceling was like a really sort of
Didn't get rid of animation canceling. They're saying that to appease the masses that know it as animation canceling. But animation canceling is very much strongly untouched. What they had adjusted was during weapon swapping, they had added in a second of cannot attack, which was used to animation cancel and can still be used to animation cancel into attacks and stuff. So they also fixed skill canceling. It uses animation canceling, and it can still be used as animation canceling, but it provides a different effect. So just so everybody is aware.
elegant patch and that it didn't change too much. So I
That is very true. You didn't change too much, and I love that about that.
don't know if you want to maybe just generally talk about balance philosophy or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So our very talented team in Madrid, they are looking at the back end numbers, the stats. They, we know everything about you except for your personal information, and the team is looking at wins, losses, who people play, how
Sorry,
long
give
they
me a
survive,
sec.
and they are making very educated adjustments. So look for new updates coming soon, and the team will continue to look at improving the balance.
So what that tells you, and that information there, is that they have a tracker. They have a stats tracker. They can track every match that's being played. They know what levels, how fast the game, how experienced the player is, all that. So that's good to know that they have that information.
Yeah. And other questions, I saw a bunch of people talking about like a couple bugs here and there. I think Cal, you can field this one. You guys went over something like 6,500 pieces of feedback in that feedback form.
Yeah.
What feedback form? I didn't fill one out.
As you've probably seen on our social and a Discord, we have this nice new feedback.
Anyone have the Discord link? Apparently, I'm not in their fucking Discord either. Jesus.
Feedback.saber.games. And our team has been in there reading everything that you write to us across the board about everything about the game. We had about 6,500 entries within the first couple weeks, which is insane, but also great. And all that kind of goes back into the game. We heard a lot of good feedback when it came to balancing, to things to improve in the game. We made some light tweaks, and we also hear you when you're reporting bugs, players, etc. So we put out that first patch that had a lot in there to help with some of the major bugs that you guys were being affected with, like the gameplay, getting stuck and such. One of the questions that I actually saw here that I think would be good to ask would be, are there any plans to expand progression?
Okay, are there any plans to expand progression was a question I saw in chat.
Yeah. Someone wants to take that one?
I see. Actually, we have one of our producers from Madrid on here. Maybe she'll take that one.
Mm-hmm. Paula, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So you were asking if we are planning to expand what exactly? Sorry.
I think they're asking about progression, like the the different like talents for the characters and the demons and whatnot.
I mean, I don't think we're missing a lot of those. Like we always plan to expand a little bit on every direction that we can when we are able to.
That fucking hurts. She doesn't understand the question. He didn't ask it right.
But I think it's not a matter of making the characters that we have more playable, but about adding more characters to play. What we are trying to focus on right now.
Mm-hmm.
What she has effectively said is that the spirit points are going to be for the new characters that come out. The issue with that is it doesn't take that many spirit points to get a character to max. If we keep playing when a new character comes out, they're instantly maxed. That's going to be a problem. I mean, unless you're new, then I guess, there's going to be more for you to level up. But from what I gather from what she has said is that they do not intend to add on to current characters. That's
Awesome.
what I gather.
And I think one other thing that I see come up a lot is people ask about cosmetics. Are there plans for more cosmetic things in the future?
I saw that question come up as well.
Coming.
Nice.
They're coming.
And they're coming.
Nice.
There. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, why don't we keep those questions rolling in Twitch chat, by the way. We're definitely...
Michelin is investing in plastic.
I thought you guys said they didn't answer questions from chat. To be fair, those are all questions from chat. You guys are being very mean. I want you all to go back to your desks, sit down, get a pen and paper, and write an apology to Saber Games. Because so far they're 4 for 4. They just a couple of the questions did bunch up a ton of questions into one. They're generic, but I mean, like, he did say you guys are asking a lot about balance in very specific, minute details. Let me just tell you guys, we're watching it. And that's the best way to look at it, because they don't have plans to fix the stamina and the very particular balance issues you think is a problem.
Why don't we go ahead and just get into our second match? We have 3 more awesome creators that we asked to come, or just community members rather, that we asked to come join us. So I think
They're
we
content
should
creators,
go
not
ahead and
community
swap
members.
over and get that next match rolling.
Definitely. Let me bring them in now.
Cool.
No, that was 4 questions. They answered 4. They went
Hey, gang.
fast, but
Hey, Ruby, Rack, and Ray.
Hello, hello.
but to be fair, it is not avoiding the question at all. If your question is about balance, and then like 20 other people asked about balance, but each of their questions were different balance questions, such as hunter stamina, demon possession, bugs. Unfortunately, all those questions, they only got to 4 of them. So how many are they going to answer? They're going to take 20 questions. Thank you so much for that. The alert box just blocked that, but thank you, Rain's Nightmare. I'm hit that below. Anyways. Okay, so the Saber, apparently in chat, Saber is also answering questions in chat itself. So they're actually answering the questions to the best of their ability. You got to remember, let's just say for the sake of it, there are 10,000 people, as they said, watching this live, and 5% of them want to ask a question. That's 500 questions. They don't have time to answer 500 questions. That's not going to happen. So what they're going to do is take the most commonly asked question, such as your many different balance questions, and then make one question out of it and answer that if possible. Well, he doesn't ignore them. He does answer that the way that they are handling this is that they know all of the data, and through that data they will make the changes. If you think hunter stamina is a problem, but their data says otherwise, they're not going to fix it. They answered the question. If hunters are dying more than all of the classes, but the stamina is a problem, I don't think that's a problem. Data's there for that reason. That's why he answered that the way he did. He let you know they are tracking you. They are tracking all your progress, how you play, how it worked out, your levels, your strategies, your everything. They know what you play, how many times you played, how many times you win, you lost, what classes, what skills you leveled up, what dealt the most damage to you. They're tracking it. That's what they know. So just so we get that out of the way, they answered that question, everybody's question, with a very strong general answer. And it was, they're tracking the numbers. So they have it, they'll address it if they think of it, you know. Hunters might be dying more than other classes because people are playing them. So you kind of have to understand, as much as I love the idea of balancing the game to the top 1% and doing trickle down balance, I love that idea. Don't get me wrong. At the start of a game, it needs to kind of settle in for a bit before balance changes come in. When players begin to believe that they know what balance changes need to be made in the first month of a game, those people just want changes that best suit them. Take a moment, play the game the way it is, and see if there's a strategy for whatever issues you find to be unbalanced. Because let me tell you what we did in DBD. When I made the dark days of DBD videos, where I went over the history, it took 2 weeks to find infinites. Things that, like, you could stand still next to a window and just be perfectly safe. And those wouldn't be addressed for like a month. Yes, Death Garden partially died because it did listen to its audience, but there's other reasons it died. But so there's a lot that goes on with that, and how I was actually a part of a very deep talk and conversation with the developers of Death Garden. I was there. I don't believe I signed an NDA, so I can talk about it. When I was with Death Garden and I was going to like really work with them super closely, I couldn't because I couldn't get a passport. But there was a moment they told me no on something I had forewarned them about on the remake, because I didn't help them the first Death Garden. I gave them advice on second Death Garden, the second one, and I told them, look, it kind of sucks to die instantly, like really fucking fast. And though you give the opportunity to recycle, a hunter's always going to execute unless there's a reason. I said, maybe you need to find a way that players can keep coming back until, you know, and they said, no, we want the hardcore side. And unfortunately, that was one of the major problems back in the day that they did fix, where you don't die instantly anymore. You have like 3 lives or something, and they changed that up. But anyways, so anyways, they answered the questions well. They answered 4 questions from chat. They had to generalize a couple of them because they were a lot. Let's continue.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Doing great. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Doing fantastic.
Cool. All right. Well, why don't we? We're gonna go down the line a little bit and just introduce everyone first. We have Ruby Rosalie. Is that correct?
That's right. Hello.
Joining us from the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's right.
And Ruby is an awesome TikToker. We actually have one of your TikToks here from Evil Dead that we pulled up. If you don't mind us watching.
At your own risk.
You're perfect. You're welcome. Let me go back.
TikTok.
Right now.
I believe this is some sort of Evil Dead taxi service.
Definitely 5 stars.
Yeah. Phenomenal driving. But you did stop for the Amanda, so that was very nice.
That's because they demanded they ordered a new bar.
This is so good.
This is a TikTok?
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to our match together. And next down the line, we have...
I hate
Ray.
TikTok.
I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. Ray, how's it going?
I love to see some actual devs on their stream, not the CM or the woman half-assing answers on behalf of the devs. It's risk on my overall casual approach nonsense. Well,
also we have Rack or Wrecking Bar.
normally, when it comes to like these streams, the community manager is usually leading it, and so like community manager should be there. Has to, like, that's with all of them. And then you have the game director. So you should have the game director and the community manager. Now, are we gonna say like bring on the game designer and the devs? Sometimes the game designer can be there, but usually they're not paid to be there. They're there if they love to be, but I can think that they're the only, but you got to understand that I was also the only content creator that I know of that didn't say the issue was animation canceling and pointed out that it was actually weapon swapping and they weren't going to change animation canceling. I'm also the streamer that knew ahead of time that Elagos was absolute hot garbage and still is hot garbage today. And, you know, I'm usually the streamer and the content creator who is the voice of reason, who goes, oh, wait, I understand this, because you have to understand, I'm actually educated on being a game designer. Sadly, it's what I went to college for. I got my little paper. I am developing a game. I understand from a business perspective how they approach these things, and I also understand how their answers are, and I'm a logician. That's another thing that I'm classified as. So if things make reasonable sense, they're good. People are more emotional, and they think and they just want their things done. They're hyper focused on them. For example, if you're being told that they have all the numbers and the data for the balance, how come that is not a suitable answer for those questions that were answered with that? There was one question that he did not ask the lady from Madrid. She didn't understand the question very well. She did answer it the best she could, and she kind of let us know how it was going to work. So with that answer, you kind of know. You just have to put 2 and 2 together with that one. The answer was, no, they're not going to expand on how the spirit points are made. Instead, the idea is that, or how spirit points are spent, sorry. And then the idea is that they're going to add characters for you to spend the spirit points on. That's their only plan as of right now. They do not plan on touching any of the skill trees for the characters. So you got an answer on that. Why is that not sufficient for you? I mean, granted, again, I understand he didn't ask her the question properly, but she did come back with a pretty solid answer for, she didn't even know what he was saying. Like, she didn't do bad. I can't hate her on that. So, you know, what were the other questions? There were 2 more. They answered it, and it was I understood the answers. It was there's gonna be more skins. They're working on it. And as far as I saw in chat, they also answered that they do not have a and I can actually see right here where I paused. Saber even responds to someone directly. We're not going to confirm specific characters yet, but some popular requested fan favorites are on their way. And they're doing a good job of answering it in chat. So I you know, it would be irrational to think that these are not okay answers. From what everyone was telling me, I expected them to straight up ignore them and just say like, we can't talk about this, or just literally ignore your questions. But it seems they've picked 4 solid questions from chat and they have answered those questions without dancing around the bush. I was gaslit into thinking this was a fucking train wreck. But they did okay.
I'm just gonna pull up the tweet that that you responded with because this GIF is phenomenal.
Oh gosh.
It's just a bunch of you, which is so good, even on Kelly, which is amazing.
Hey, Kelly looks great with a mustache.
I agree. This is something else. So thank you so much for joining us as well. Let's get these invites rolling, and then we'll see if we can't match the first performance. But as with the first match,
like you have to understand,
the winners of the last giveaway as well. Cal, I don't know if you want to take that real quick.
I was the only content creator of Dead by Daylight who thought the hatch should close. They added that. I'm just saying, I was the one who called that. I was also the one defending the killers. Like, I may be the only content creator who does it, but I'm the trendsetter. I'm the one who puts the wheels in motion. Others just ride on my back.
Yeah, so the winners of the first giveaway were
hop on chat.
Draft.
We're going for a wild ride.
Amazing.
And Devastated Order 23. So we'll send you a message and we'll get your details to get things sorted. But that's only one of the couple giveaways that we're doing.
Can we?
We'll be showing the demon perspective at the start of the match as well, so you can see what from last time.
It's humanly possible.
Speaking of which,
nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of why.
Is the demon on them? Kill him, demon!
Or whatever the dodge button is on controller.
It's important to dodge.
Yeah. It's a skill that is the minute to learn, a lifetime to master. Alright. I think we just talk about where we're going now that he's on top of us. But I'm going to head up on to the next map piece.
Yep.
I'll head up right after I leave this house. You guys can go ahead without me.
Sounds good.
And just a reminder, the survivors are working their way to either the pages or
the demon? Demon's on them.
Prerequisites for you to be eligible for that.
What's going on?
And then 2, when they do
Demon, you're on them. Kill them. You went fear traps, elites.
Carol is possessed. Yes, light me up. Nice, nice, yes.
So many bullets.
Never been more excited to be
So
shot.
many bullets.
I wouldn't have to get them bought.
I do. Yep, there we go. The map is not over.
I don't know, you guys gaslit me on the questions. I don't know.
Oh my god!
And deleted.
Say hello.
Are they really gonna beat him again that bad?
Oh.
Watch that pink F, Tim. It gets
That's all.
True.
Somebody had to say he was bad, you know.
Is it even close? Oh.
Okay, so let me see if I can try and show it to chat a little bit. Okay, get it all the way up. If you can, I don't know if it's gonna focus, but if you can see that shocked face, it's more like shocked about how well we've done. The shocked face right there. Cal, analysis. What happened?
What happened?
What went right? What went wrong?
Jason got his ass kicked. That's what happened. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I
two.
knew we were bringing some good people in, but goddamn,
Yeah, these matches have been.
you guys are serious business. Jason, we gotta turn the heat up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's maybe a 5 now. We need like a 11 or 12 this next game.
Is it okay to give you a tip? Can I give you one tip?
Well, no. I maybe not everyone misled, but you gotta understand. People actually told me they didn't answer any of the questions from chat, but so far they've answered 4 of 4 questions, and it wasn't the way that people wanted. I understand your frustration there, but they did answer the questions. It's just not what you want, I guess. I don't know. There was a great question Werps had asked that didn't get answered. I wish they did, but I mean, they picked 4 other ones.
Somewhere that's hard to see. If you've got the flute force, I believe the range is around 55 meters. You can actually ping the survivors, and then you can like accurately measure the range to them. And
you can ping as the demon? How have I not known about that? I guess I never tried because who the fuck would I ping?
see if the duder's going to be within range. So, there you go.
That's actually kind of
Pro tips.
pro tip right there.
This is your last chance to get into the giveaway. Remember, you gotta follow us and drop Groovy in the chat, and we'll announce a winner right before we start the next game.
Yeah, and
How long was
that
this?
was a ton of fun. Thank you guys for joining us. We're just gonna go down the line. You can tell people where to find you and all that good stuff. So why don't we start with Ruby? Awesome. Thanks for joining
Remember,
us.
rate her
Thanks,
5
Ruby.
stars.
Yes, rate the Uber 5 stars.
yeah.
We don't want that
Taxi
rating going
services
down.
for everyone.
Even if the intro
Okay,
gets interrupted.
so here's the thing, though. You should be happy about the stats thing, because I get it. If you... because the questions are super subjective. It's like, are you gonna fix Hunter stamina? If they told you no, imagine how upset you would be. You would be like, this game's so fucking imbalanced. These devs are so goddamn incompetent that they're not gonna fix the Hunter stamina, and I can't fucking hit them as a demon. They understand your feelers, so instead of telling you no, they're not gonna fix it, they're telling you we're watching the numbers. If the numbers get out of hand, yeah, sure, we'll change it, but till then. It's like them watching numbers is a really good sign, because there are games that don't watch the numbers, games that don't have that. It is out there. So just remember, they're watching.
It was still good driving, so well done. Ray?
I think you're wrong. Most people would respect it if they didn't play it safe with a generic response. Not true. Not true at all. Not true at all. Tell you what, because if you think something is not balanced and they tell you they're not going to fix it, how does that make you feel? Tell me. Like, that's a direct answer. They're not going to fix it right now. How do you perceive that? You know, if they just straight up told you, yeah, we're nerfing demons, people flip their shit when they hear that. You can tell me you think I'm wrong, but you guys are like proof number one that shit gets flipped the moment anything is said, especially when it's not what you want to hear. Hence, when you didn't hear what you wanted to hear, you flipped your shit. Probably less than you would have flipped your shit when they told you the opposite of what you wanted. I don't know why they boasted on this demon being unbeatable. He is internally unbeatable, which means the devs playing with him, the devs can probably suck really bad and he beat them and he's actually not that good. That is very possible. That is why I say it. Apparently a demon took it easy to make the game look balanced, which I understand. They want to pull more players. If that was the truth, they should have brought me in as a survivor and I would have manhandled that demon at his best. They could have really put people and shown like, oh my god, this is what true skill looks like. Yeah, look at that. But yeah, they did do low level gameplay, and yes, they showed that part off. And I agree that is probably the reason why he did it. Or, you know, if he came out and said that, then that's what we can go off of. But if he didn't say that and we're speculating that, I speculate he's good in the office because internally he's the undefeated demon. That's what they said, which means in playtest, he plays demon, the other devs play survivors, he whoops their ass. That's what it is. I think it would have been better if they responded, we are aware of the people upset about X $100 early game, and we were watching it closely because we have stats, we know what's up. Literally, what you're asking is to say the exact same thing, just differently. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm a very sassy person. It's just, I'm sass, right? I'm not very nice about things. I will be upfront and I will put my dick in your face and tell you my dick is in your face. And that's that. Instead of, good sir, would you like my dick in your face? For I shall pull it out and place it upon your face. They understand they're aware and they're watching it closely. Is the same thing as we have the stats. We know what's up. It's all the same. It's just like you were like, can you let it down to me easier than that? They were asking why they didn't get possession spin, and that's logical. Yeah, so I mean, like, it's it is what it is. It seems the demon was there to play the part. He's just playing it, and he's just there to show off. Like, hey, this game can be played. Anyways,
You wanna let people know where to find you?
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
thank you for having me so much. I
You're
enjoyed
welcome.
my time here.
Awesome. Of course.
Great having you.
And then last but not least, Rack, you want to let people know where they can find you? If you
Yeah,
want?
Rack, you can be found at. Thank you, Rack. See you later.
See the Rack skin pack where everyone has the facial hair going. Yeah, that'd be great. All right.
He has some amazing gifts.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. That was awesome. Good games. Good games.
Thank you.
GG's.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then, yeah, why don't we, if we want, we can take a couple more questions from the chat.
Here we go.
This is
Prep Dianus's team.
A highlighted message that just says Evil Dead blows the competition out of the water, and I couldn't agree more myself.
Good job, dude. That is not. Do you want to know what happened to the last developer team that did that? They stopped developer streams at the 4th one. Their game's dead. They bankrupt. They're called Elastic Games. They're dead. Don't ever gloat that you are blowing your competition out of the water, because let me just tell you, we have no idea what the numbers of this game are, and I have been often wondering how low they are. And I want this game to succeed more than anyone else. I do. I want to see this succeed. But please, let's make sure this game's blowing him out of the water before it blows up. Because last year was kind of doing okay. Okay, well, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just, this is kind of like a forewarning of pat yourself on the back when you've blown the competition out of the water. DBD is still competition, because people will always view any other horror asymmetrical as competition for whatever fucking reason. And until this game is like flying for 7 years, they sold more than 500,000 copies. So that, okay, there is that. That is not bad. Not great, but not bad. They haven't broken 1 million. 500,000. That's enough to keep it afloat. They're gonna need to sell that DLC pretty well. See, in Steam, we would at least be able to see the player base on average, and that would be good. Yeah, but your first day of sales is usually your biggest, and then it just declines after that. And when you do a DLC, it'll spike back up, and then it'll decline. That's how it always. The Q&A last night is pointless. Never answered anything. We just got over that they actually did answer. A lot of people have come to tell me they didn't answer anything, and they indeed answered things. And I'm going over that right now. And I am translating developer speech for everyone who doesn't think they answered your questions. I'm trying, but here, let's keep going. I'll see what they do.
This might be more of an interesting question.
Hold on.
Might be more of a
I got my paper out for this one.
Is there any chance that you guys plan on adding a prestige system or an incentive for playing the characters?
That was the one that I said they didn't answer for Werps, but they got back to it. They got back to it. They got the question I wanted answered. Oh my god.
After level 25. I don't know. Someone wants to field that one.
Well, for now, we think that having your own level up there, because you can upgrade, like your level can go up as much.
The answer is no. The answer is no, they don't. They're gonna adjust it. They're going to say that the level on the top, your user level, is your it's your prestige. They're not gonna add a prestige system.
You want, basically. So when you go against other players and you see that someone is level, I don't know, 300, for example.
Wait, but how do you see that someone's level 300? Can I ask? Does anyone know how you check an ally's or an enemy's level? I've never done that. And so, yeah, but I think maybe one thing they might add in the future is a way for you to see what level your opponents or allies are. So maybe that's something they might like do. But she's being honest that like I think she's thinking streamer wise, like, oh, streamer.
Well, I think that's upper stage in itself.
Yeah. Awesome.
I didn't think you can, but the way she had spoken made it think that she thinks you can, which you can't yet. And that could be a thing that sparked, but that's speculation. So right now she answered no. It's not a vague response. It's straight up no.
Oh, this is something actually we
And
had
explained
asked
why.
at the one of the preview events. But Tim, I think you might have the answer to this one.
Question on a preview
I
event?
want to know, is there going to be more objective variety or any other content like that might be added to the game?
Ooh.
So yes, the Madrid team is thinking of.
They just straight up answered that yes. How did they said yes? Okay, what's the explanation?
Some cool stuff. You know, they are very busy. They're very creative, and you know, as soon as they come up with some awesomeness, we will definitely share it. But
what didn't they answer? They said yes. Am I the only one taking crazy pills? They answered the question like the very first fucking word. It was like as direct as they could be. They said yes. But on this,
we're thinking of everything.
Nice. You know, I think that's like an important point to reiterate too. Is just like that feedback form is like the #1 place. I mean, you saw how fast changes started coming out. So if you have feedback for the game, suggestions, ideas, things you want fixed, whatever, the feedback form is always a great place to go.
This is a fucking great stream. Why am I gaslit the other way?
Their way. Make sure you are filling out that form. Cal, I don't know if you had any other.
I've been debated.
In the chat. But a lot of I do see a lot of Ruby fans. Do you see a lot of Ruby fans?
There's a lot of fans of Ruby. I saw someone ask about if there was going to be a mode for to be able to play like as a demon versus the AI, so they can brush up their chops.
Solid question. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is a complicated game mode, right?
Yeah. Well, there is a play solo thing.
The answer is no. Let me explain I'll finish watching this, but let me explain. I can already tell you the way she had answered that the answer is no, and I know why, because it's a developer side. But here, let's.
I think that's only survivors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they were just asking if there's going to be like a demon practice mode. But the other cool thing about just like demon in general, and I've honestly learned.
Okay, here's the reason they skipped that, and let me explain. In any video game, and this is a part of a video game where I am in my development phase, AI in video games is one of the hardest fucking things to make. It is something that is monumental in task to do. The reason is because you would have to program the 4 AI to properly move around and naturally pick up items, move to the objectives, know how to fight the demon, and all of that is kind of like not great because it's difficult, time consuming, and requires a lot of money. So that's why they don't have that. Programming a demon to place enemies for you was way easier than programming 4 survivors to function on their own. So the answer's no. The reason they skipped it is because it is a little embarrassing as a developer to admit that you can't do it. notice in DBD, they said in DBD they would never have bots. They would never have bots because AI. They admitted that early on in their dev streams, and they didn't go into detail why. I knew why, but it's hard. So they finally came up with AI in DBD. It's for the tutorials, but you'll notice how fucking basic the AI is. It walks directly to you and only directly to you and attacks when you are certain distances from it. And that's all it does. That's all it knows to do. It'll pick you up and also take you to a very specific hook. But the AI in video games, you have to understand it. It's complicated. I believe that some developers just live their lives as AI programmers. It's like, this is just intense. So when you see the video games like Elden Ring with all that AI, dude, that's intense. That is so intense to have those enemies react to everything. And they actually carry code from other games to future games because it's much fucking easier to take pre-built AI and just re-fucking use them. But that's why in like Mario games, AI there, very dumb. Enemies follow very basic motherfucking rules, right? And like that's that. They're not complicated. Elden Ring, fucking complicated as shit that the whole game is based around AI player interaction. And that's huge. This game is multiplayer, and they likely were able to budget the gameplay styles in that way, and they were able to fit demon AI in because they had to. There's basic AI on how the demon reacts because the basic enemies do fight you. They have to spawn in, and they just straight up chase you. They have this pathfinding thing. So if you notice, some enemies get stuck on stairs, they get stuck on ramps and things because the AI is not perfect. It can't pathfind around it. That's why those things can be cheesed. But they follow. When enemies chase you, you'll notice that they follow a very specific path, and they will all kind of like go in a line eventually if they come from the same direction, especially if you go into a house. So they also have a thing where they'll spread around you to make it look a little more. It's complicated. The fact that they have AI in the game as enemies do basic things is impressive, but to program 4 bots, which will not be part of the main game, is not worth the money. Okay. Ooh. But again, most people would have accepted it as complicated, but as a developer, it's embarrassing to say that you're not going to do it because it's complicated. You know what I mean? Don't ever destroy somebody's dreams of what could happen. What about the Friday the 13th AI? They had AI win. I don't remember Friday the 13th AI. I am patting them on the ass because they are developers. Remember that they did develop this game that you enjoy. And if they don't answer the questions that you want, that doesn't make them any less of the developers that they are. I want everyone to know that. Developers have worked their ass off to get this game out. And it's a great game. And they deserve a pat on the ass. And I might suck a dick or two to make them happy. But they added it when the game was dead for most people. Well, it came down the... Right, I agree. They made a great game. But they probably do need a CM to control the community. They probably do. But remember, the game has to be successful in income in order to afford to pay for community management. I believe when it comes to business, the first thing that you cut out to save money is customer service. So community management is kind of like one of those things that when you're successful, you get a community manager. Until then, yeah, you just you throw it over to someone who's got some extra time to get on Twitter. But for now, just understand that what I am saying is I understand the pain, the tribulations, and everything they've gone through, and I do not just condemn developers for not like doing the thing. If the developers say a thing, I read into the answer, I get my answer, and I'm like, good. Bungie is a good enemy AI in Destiny, but Bungie is a really big company with lots of reasons, so no comparison. That I agree on something like that. And like how big is this team? How, you know, AI, I'm always gonna say AI is probably one of the most complicated parts about a video game. I am trying to make AI. It is fucking difficult. I actually had to use some pre-made script for my AI, and I don't like that because now I didn't learn how that script was done, and now I got to learn how to alter that script so that the AI functions as it's such a fucking complicated thing. But just know it takes a fucking long time. If anyone has seen my development streams, you would understand how much effort it took for me to get to where I got. It's fucking... Sean Murray, Hello Games is a perfect example of devs know games but not how to talk about them. He also promised a lot. He answered questions the way that people wanted it answered, and he fucked up. So much so he had to go into hiding for a bit until that was all solved. I played Last of Us, but let's get on with this stream and get these questions done, eh?
A lot. There's so many people.
Sorry, that
are
was a huge
posting,
rant.
Content about how to be a better demon. I know Swing Point. That guy posts a ton of content. Shout out to Swing Point, who's always putting out guides and stuff. I learned a lot about playing the demon from watching his videos. Laughing's putting out a ton of stuff. You know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of resources on YouTube as well for
developers. Oh. Ouch. Don't come to me for help. Not gonna shout me out. Okay. I feel you. I feel you.
Or,
I'll just let the community come to me, and when you want me...
I think just hop in there. This game is fun, you know? So it's...
I have a
it's fun
commission to
figure out
make.
and learn how to
I
play.
should have watched those before playing.
Yeah.
Also, in our Discord, we have a tutorial videos channel where tons of community members, some of the ones that, you know, Matt was mentioning here, post their videos as they make them. There's lots of wisdom in there.
Yep. And I see.
Don't worry, fam. I won't make videos anymore. I don't get my shout-outs.
Just like a lot of general questions about sort of like different, you know, frills and things. Like, are there going to be more finishers? Are there going to be, you know, more this, more that? And I think the answer is, and someone maybe could speak better to this, is like the team wants to do everything, right? Like, but they can only spend there's only a finite amount of time to spend on stuff. So
That was an answer right there to a question, by the way. So, the question was, again, it's a variety of questions of, will there be more of this? Will there be more finishers? Will there be more weapons? Will there be more? And the answer is no. The way he had answered that is there's not enough time to do all that. They don't have the manpower to do everything. The making an animation skeleton is a lot of work. Making one finisher is actually pretty costly. But the only question I want to answer, why do the epic items have American flag style skins? I think it's a reference to Bruce Campbell's patriotism. I don't know, but that's a pretty good question. All right.
I mean,
but anyways, it's a no because they just don't have time, they don't have the resources, they don't have the manpower, and they likely did not make enough money to do it. The game is made, the budget is done, the profits came in. Now, how they make more money to put more time and effort back into the game to make more content is how the game's going to survive and move forward, and how things are going to get added. How they do that, they didn't answer. Then nobody asked that question. Nobody asks the right question. See, that's maybe another thing, is the community, please ask the right questions so they don't generalize your ass, and then I don't have to come here and react and, you know, tell you that it's no. The answer is no. But the thing is, ask them how they plan to monetize the game, because that is how you get more content in the game.
But I think like the base, what we have here as a basis, is just really strong. So
if there's a big enough demand, sure, but then they have to find a way to monetize it, and it's a fine line with people about monetization. A lot of people would not be okay if they put finishers and they're gonna put cosmetics in. They already confirmed cosmetics were coming. But finishers, if they don't sell, they're a fucking waste and they're expensive. But skins are coming, and skins are going to be the base thing. I would like to see if they add emotes and dances. That'd be pretty cool. I'd pay for those. But again, people get really finicky on the microtransactions, and it'd be interesting to see the way that the developers handle that. But as much as I'm willing to pay for something, someone else is not. And sometimes those someone else's are very vocal about how they have a distaste for when things are sold in games and not given for free.
Cool. Oh yeah, if anyone wanted to
time for one last question. There's a question here about how is it that all the asses are in one universe?
Asses?
And I think
I'll tell you how my ass made it into the universe.
I'm so excited to be able to answer a question. Okay, so the idea in the game is that, and if you're playing the single player missions, you'll be rewarded with Nobi recordings, and the Nobi recordings explain that
I never listened to those.
That Professor Nobi, after his wife was possessed, was trying to find a way to help her, and tried to summon the hero from the sky. Tried repeatedly and summoned Ash's friends, basically. Accidentally. Summons Ash eventually, but summons all these characters who have fought alongside Ash for all these years, and that's how they all got into the same place.
That's a good
answer. Is that the question? Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you nailed it.
I think that answers it. Cool. All right, well, I think without further ado, we should...
I should have, but when this game came out, I had 1 day to play it before I went on a 2-day vacation, so I wanted to just get the gameplay in. And so by the time I came back from vacation, I got COVID, so I missed 4 more days. I totally forgot those recordings were even a thing by then. I was just playing the game. I had finished all the missions day 1 and got all my stuff, so that's why I never listened to them. I totally forgot they even fucking existed.
Get our final group in here. So why don't I swap on over here?
So I will see them.
I just don't want to watch the gameplay. I'm honestly a really good player. I'm sorry. I don't want to critique their gameplay either. Not here to place judgment on anyone. Play the way you want to play and have fun. That's what they're doing.
I feel like
Cal, for the post-game analysis. Cal, what'd you see?
Feel like there are 4 badasses here.
Yeah.
Several asses. A lot of libations were had.
Many libations.
What a libation!
You
guys were crushing through, man.
Can I just say, I think one of the coolest things about today is that every group played the Survivor side differently. And showed off like a bunch of different play styles. Jason, how we feeling?
It shows that all 3 different play styles all equally beat me. So there you go.
Let me just...
You're just kicking yourself while you're down.
Oh, it's...
If that guy is a really good demon player and he's going to admit that he got defeated by these 3 groups and he intentionally played bad, unfortunately, I'm going to take it that he actually tried and unfortunately is not a very good player.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It's all fun.
Now you did
not when
great.
he admits
Honestly,
that he got his ass
like
whooped 3 times.
The first 2 games, there were 2
that makes you a
moments
liar.
I remember where if
wouldn't that make you a liar?
Something had gone just very, very slightly differently, I think you would have killed us. Where we just like barely came back. So
that's all it takes. It's just one wrong move, and then the game can totally flip.
Yeah, one little opening. So well played, everyone. And why don't we just go down the line once again? Das good. That's
me.
That's not you. Goodbye. Damn it.
Play a lot of...
Still doesn't shut up.
Thank you very
Jesus.
much, and thanks again for the invite to show. And I wants to.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
These are long
And then
ones.
last
Fuck.
but not least, probably the most vouched for person on the stream, Dave Capdeville. Sorry for mispronouncing it earlier. If you if anything want to plug or anything.
Oh, this game. Bye.
Well,
Thank God. I really appreciate it.
Damn.
All right.
Those are long.
Well, why don't we wrap things up? I believe we have some more giveaway winners.
Questions.
More of these, and it's something we'll definitely be doing in summer, especially with the upcoming DLC featuring the Castle Kandar map. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
We'll also be doing streams with a bunch of other Saber games coming up, like World War Z Aftermath, new Horde Mode XL that's coming out.
No. Okay, so that right there is exactly why they didn't do it on an Evil Dead channel. Bastards. So this tells me that Saber Games is not focused on Evil Dead. Evil Dead is a part of many things they are focused on, and that's why they don't have time to do many of the things. That's kind of irritating, not gonna lie. But I don't like to hear. I get it, it's their other games. If this was DBD, it would be like, I don't give a shit about your other games unless they're crossing over into my game, and for love of God, I only want to hear about Evil Dead because that's what I'm here for. Just remember that if you're going to say this is an Evil Dead stream, it better be just an Evil Dead stream, and any other games would only be crossovers. That's like, oh, that's a fucking shame. I didn't want to hear that.
Next-gen consoles and PC. Also, Anti-Gravity Racer, Redout 2.
That game looks so sick, by the way.
Plug those other
Dakar
games.
Desert Rally, a big rally game. Doing the legendary Dakar race.
I'm an American, so I guess I kind of care about the American flag a little bit.
On the horizon, so please hit that follow button, and there's more to come.
Yeah, and be sure to follow.
So why don't I make more videos? So videos take a very long time to make. So for example, one game is about 30 to 45 minutes Survivor, 5 to 30 minutes Demon, depending on how that goes. However long my video is, this is how this works. So it goes into editing, in which I got to put everything together and make it look like one video. And then, so let's say that the video was about 45 minutes, right? Well, after I've recorded 45 minutes of footage, then I got to put it into the editor and it's got to render. And because I render it at a high quality, it takes double the duration of the video to render it. So if it's a 45-minute video, it takes 1 hour and 30 minutes to do. So that's 1 hour and 30 minutes after 45 minutes of playing the game that I just have to sit here. Meanwhile, I'll make the thumbnail during that, and then when it comes to upload, then the upload takes about the same amount of time the video's length is. So if it's a 45-minute video, it takes 45 minutes to upload, which means I cannot stream during the 45 minutes of gameplay, the 1 hour and 30 minutes of rendering the video, and the 45 minutes of upload. And so that was 3 hours gone for a YouTube video, and that's if everything goes perfectly. And what I mean by perfectly is some games are so bad I can't put them up. I try, but they're just like, I'll crush someone in 5 minutes, and it's like, that's not a good video. I'll play Survivor, Demon doesn't get above level 10. Oh my God. Or it's just my whole team dying and it's me sitting there for 30 minutes getting timed out by the demon because he can't kill me because I'm carrying too hard. But equally, I can't get the objective done because I keep getting feared off the point. I've had that happen. They're just not good videos in my eyes. What I would like to try to do is try to get clips from the stream and make videos out of them, but it's fucking hard. It's very fucking hard. So I could make guides, but guides are also like he pointed out, Swing Point's got those guides, guys. I don't want to be there and be that person who makes guides, does points and talks about things, because what happened the last time I did that was in DBD. Actually, it was also in Smite, and everyone hated me because I told people other people are wrong because I could come up with numbers. I can come up with things that contradict them. When in Smite, I made one of the most impressive fucking guides to penetration and armor and how that worked. Everyone hated me. Don't know why, but I was a dual player. My information was whack, but obviously my information was actually correct, and if you played by that, you would take advantage of it. It's a very fucking weird thing. DBD, a lot of people hated me. Why? Because I told them that they were wrong, and that here's the proof why, the reasons, everything, and how this set up and how the game should go for it to thrive. That didn't happen. I quit the game because it was not fun. If I start making guides for this game, I'm going to start pointing out that exploits are bad. I'm going to start pointing out that people are wrong in the terminologies they're using, and it's just like, I don't want to. I don't. Maybe I will. I don't know. But it doesn't thrill me to do it a third time. So, yeah.
Follow not just
Let's finish
the
this
Twitch channel, but Saber Games on Twitter. That is the main way.
Are they going to ask
today
any more
that we
questions?
picked,
Or is it done?
The people that joined us. So make sure you're following at Saber Games. Also at Evil Dead the Game on Twitter for more announcements about the game.
It's done.
Which will
Okay.
be coming.
So let's go back to the first set of questions, review one more time, and we'll go over it. But I think they had done a good job answering the first 4 questions. That
At this point, but there's been we have a lot of people that have been playing the game a lot. So,
did they answer questions before or
I don't
after the first
foresee
game?
any issues, even though Jason's supposed to be incredibly scary. So.
Okay, so it was
you're right.
after the first game.
Audio, and I just hear.
No. I'm driving.
We as the survivor. Stealth threat.
Basic.
Where, we have this nice new feedback.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thank you guys for joining us, and
Hey.
Thank you for the win.
into the next match, we're gonna open it up to some questions. So why don't we head into the grid view here, so we have people up that can answer. But we're gonna take some questions from chat. I think we might already have some. And it looks like we also have some winners as well. So why don't we answer some questions, and then we'll announce the winners of the giveaway.
Okay, so
Cal, do you,
question
do you
number
have any questions that you've
1.
pre-selected, or should we just get some questions from chat right now?
I can pull some questions from chat.
Cool.
Let's see.
He's looking.
All right, Craig, you enter this one.
I'm ready.
There's so I've been seeing a few questions bouncing around about balance in general.
Balance in general
balance,
question.
Some people were asking about like stamina. I saw some people asking about early game possession. So I mean, maybe rather than answer one of those things specifically, maybe we'll talk about like how we're approaching balance in general, because I do think the most recent balance patch where we got rid of the animation canceling was like a really sort of elegant patch, and that it didn't change too much. So I don't know if you want to maybe just generally talk about balance philosophy or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So our very talented team in Madrid, they are looking at all the back end numbers, the stats. They, we know everything about you except for your personal information. And the team is looking at wins, losses, who people play, how long they survive, and they are making very educated adjustments. So
Okay, the question is balance in general. That's the question. It takes everything from people asking for nerfs, people asking for adjustments. What they said is, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen our recent patch and noticed that we didn't change much, but we made a lot of you happy. We have people in Madrid working on the numbers. We are watching things. That's the answer. That's
look for new updates.
it's a solid answer. It gets through the point, but
and the team will continue to look at improving the balance.
Yeah, and other questions.
They're looking
I
at
saw a bunch of people talking about like a couple bugs here and there. I think Cal, you can field this one. You guys went over something like 6,500 pieces of feedback.
Okay, this next one was, what are you doing about the bugs? They have a feedback form in their Discord, which I need to actually join. The feedback form, they've already received over 6,500 reports of everything happening. They're looking into fixing it. They have everything down. Are they fixing any specific one thing? No. Nothing is an emergency to them, as it's not emergent based on the answer they're giving us. So no, they're not working on any one thing. They are getting the feedback. They're working on it. That's the second answer to the second question.
That feedback form.
Feedback.sabered 100 entries within the first couple. A lot of good feedback when bugs, players, etc. Being effective with like the game to expand progression.
Okay, this is a progression question.
One of the questions that I
Progression
actually saw
question.
here that I think would be good to ask would be, are there any plans to expand progression?
Yeah. Someone wants to take that one.
Okay, this one I remember by heart. So they didn't ask her the question properly. You're gonna hear that.
I see. Actually, we have one of our producers from
The game
Madrid on
producer.
here. You know, maybe she'll take that one.
Mm-hmm. Paula, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So you were asking if we are planning to expand what exactly? Sorry.
I think they're asking about progression, like the the different like talents for the characters and the demons and whatnot.
The way he had explained it to her is wrong. People were asking if there were ways and more progression options, not necessarily the talents. Unfortunately, that wasn't the question, because nobody wants more in the talent trees themselves. So because that's the question she got, she gave us this answer.
I mean, I don't think we're missing a lot of those. Like we always plan to expand a little bit on every direction that we can when we are able to. But I think it's not a matter of making the characters that we have more playable, but about adding more characters to play, what we are trying to focus on right now.
What that tells you is that based on what she was asked, are they going to expand the talent trees for the characters that we currently have? The answer is no. Instead, the idea is that when they add characters, that is more progression for you to have. She did not understand that they were asking if there was going to be more things to spend the progression points on. Unfortunately, that was a miscommunication. We'll never get the answer on that. So that's unfortunate, but it happens.
Awesome. And,
she wasn't listening.
I think one other
and
thing
he
that I
didn't.
see
He
come
didn't
up a
tell
lot,
her right.
As people ask about cosmetics, are there plans for more cosmetic things in the future?
They answered this straight up.
They're coming.
Yes.
They're coming. They're coming.
Okay.
Nice.
That was it for those questions. 4 questions answered right off the bat. Pretty good. I gotta say.
Is it okay to give you a
those 4 questions, like I said, I was gaslit into thinking they didn't even answer questions from chat. So hopefully those the retranslated answers help everybody with their thing, but for balance, they are looking at it. Don't worry about it. If something is out of whack, they got the numbers. They'll know to fix it and adjust it properly. They don't need people yelling at them that this feels like it's broken. They're looking at it. If it is truly broken, everybody will use it and they will fix it. Just like the current issue that they fixed is pretty quick, about in a month. It was not bad. So the balance is handled. That's all I got to say on that.
tip? Can I give you one tip?
Sure.
Okay. That's hard. Accurately measure the range to them and see if the
and drop Groovy in the chat.
Where to find you and all that good stuff.
Well, but sure,
RAKUNV skin pack where everyone has that was awesome. We need good games. Good games.
Thank you.
GGs. Yeah, appreciate it.
And then yeah, why don't we, if we want, we can take a couple more questions from the chat. This isn't a question, but I see a highlighted message that just says Evil Dead blows the competition out. Is there any chance that you guys plan on adding a prestige system or an incentive for playing the characters after?
The answer to this question was no, they are not looking into a prestige system because your user level is basically your prestige. As far as we know, it has no limit. I don't know what the limit would be, but they do not intend for you to restart your characters multiple times and have this prestige number. Another follow-up question that would have been good to ask is like, can we see other people's levels, please? That'd be pretty neat. Okay, thanks.
25.
Your own, I don't know.
Oh, this is something actually we had asked at the one of the preview events. But Tim, I think you might have the answer to this one. So people want to know, is there going to be more objective variety or any other content like that might be added to the game?
So yes, the Madrid team is thinking of some cool stuff. You know, they are very busy. They're very creative, and you know, as soon as they come up with some awesomeness, we will definitely share it. But
that question as a whole kind of changed on me a little bit there. But so will there be new objectives along the way? The team's thinking about how to innovate on new ideas. When they have the new ideas to innovate on, they'll innovate on it. That answer is pretty vague, but they did say yes. So they are working on new objectives. So possibly the new maps might have different objectives. So it might not be find the pay. That would actually kind of make sense when it comes to if it's in the castle, why would you find the maps to get the page? That'd be pretty cool. So we might have new objectives coming. So that was kind of a nice little touch.
But we're thinking of everything.
Nice. You know, I think that's like an important point to reiterate too. Is just like that feedback form is like the #1 place. I mean, you saw how fast change.
And as he's reiterating right here, if you guys want to see new stuff, go to the feedback form in their Discord, and you will be able to send feedback of things you do like, don't like, balance change suggestions, and all that. Just give it to them. Point things out, bugs, glitches, hackers, all that, and they will look at it.
Just started coming out. So if you have feedback for the game, suggestions, ideas, things, make sure you are filling out that form. Cal, I don't know if you had any other questions that you saw in the chat, but a lot of I do see a lot of Ruby fans. You see a lot of Ruby fans.
There's a lot of fans of Ruby. I saw someone ask about if there was going to be a mode for to be able to play like as a demon versus the AI, so they can.
Okay. Demon versus AI question. And the reason nobody answers this is likely because nobody has the courage to say that they can't do it right now, or whatever the true reason is behind that. I don't know why they didn't answer this, to be honest. It could be a pride thing. I'm assuming it has to be, because it'd be pretty shameful to say I can't do this when you are the developer of the game. But again, AI is very difficult to make. Making 4 AI for a mode that is likely going to be underutilized is not worth the budget or time to do. So they didn't know how to approach that answer, so they just did their best to segue on. It likely made them look really bad, but in truth, I already know why they wouldn't. So that hopefully that makes you guys happy. But that's why.
Ooh, yeah, there's like going to be like a demon practice mode. Content about how to be a better demon. His videos, Laughing's putting out, so it's fun to figure out and learn.
Also, they didn't shout me out. That makes me very sad, but that's okay. I don't expect to be known. But hot damn. We're crawling back out of the rocks, boys and girls.
I should have watched those before playing.
Yeah.
Also on our Discord, we have a tutorial videos channel.
And I see just like a lot of general questions about sort of like different, frills and things. Like, are there going to be more finishers? Are there going to be, more this, more that? And I think the answer is, and someone maybe could speak better to this, is like the team wants to do everything, right? Like, but they can only spend a finite.
There's only so much time and money that could be put towards Evil Dead due to the budget and due to the resources of the other games they have to manage. So that's why they can't add everything we want. Unfortunately, they have to be very picky on what they fix, on what they add, and everything.
There's only a finite amount of time. Really strong. So
how is it that all the asses are?
No,
Story one, not even gonna. They actually answered that pretty good. Go watch the fucking
Cool.
stream for you.
All right, well, I think without further
All right,
ado,
without further ado, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I reviewed all 8 questions. They didn't do too bad. As much as you may think that is a fake question, it is likely they were asked that question outside of the stream. The reason I say that is it could have come from Twitter. It could have come from anything. I'm not watching all the feed they get, but someone probably did ask them the question. They did want to answer it because lore is important to them, and this game is chock full of lore and true to the series to an impressive degree. So if you've never taken the time to look around the maps and enjoy what the game actually is providing, take a moment, just look around. And lore is very important and dear to their hearts. That one guy is literally there to answer lore questions. And so they likely had to make sure they answered at least one more question that they were asked, maybe somewhere out of the blue. I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be like, hey, we were asked this question and we're never asked the question. I could say it could have come from Twitter, could have come from Discord DMs or something, or just something they saw that was a really good question. They decided to answer it here to make sure that there were no loopholes. But that's the logical. It may not have come from chat, but there was another question that did not come from chat, which was the one that came from like their little preview event, and they said they were asked from there. So hopefully that answers everybody's questions. I don't think this stream was terrible, as everyone has told me it was, but I do believe they could have done a lot better on a lot of things. But yeah, so now that this is done, and I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and return to the game, which means I got to take my stream down and then we got to come back. So I know that the stream may not have been their strongest. It might not be for a while, but they did answer questions. To be honest, these were not riveting questions. To be truthful, that they were just questions people threw out. Questions I would like answered are more like, what's the roadmap look like? I know we have the Kandarian or the castle from Army of Darkness coming as a map. I know we have a survivor coming, but you know, I think a dev stream would have been better on guiding us on the input and the direction they're going, but that's not that was not the case here. And I think that's what everyone's really upset about, is they came to a dev stream to hopefully be given information about what's coming, and unfortunately that did not happen, and that's fine. They did answer some questions, they played the game, they were doing community things, and I would say this: if you love this game and you are a part of the community, as much as this was not the greatest stream, it wasn't the worst. Give them a break. Let them try again. And they will learn from their mistakes and improve. But what we can do is continue to support what they've done here and continue to support the game. And we will continue to see improvements in our game that we love, and it will not die. But the moment that we start bashing and giving up hopes based on what we see here is the moment that the community falls apart. And when there is no community behind this game will no longer be supported and die. Just as Resident Evil Resistance, once the developer's contract was up, the game died. The community fell apart. It's all in community. So if you guys want to come together, you can make any game thrive. And that's, you want to be in the Dead by Daylight community? Yes, you would want a game to be a community. Yes. Yeah. Or you just want a whole bunch of people with empty or bottomless wallets to just throw money at them. Either way, you can pick one. I think we are more likely going to win the route of being a community than we would throwing a lot of money at them, because only 500,000 units is like, It's not bad at all, but that's not like great success. You know what I mean? Because that's 500,000 units across PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and that's not that great. So yeah, make your choice. Buy more copies of this game, or come together as a community. If you love the game, if you don't, drop the game, hate it, send all your hate to it if you so desire, if that's what you want, and burn the game to the ground. That works too. It's kind of right. I can't say that I would be a good community leader in any way. I am too burned by community to want to like bring people together. But the suggestions that I can give out there do come together. And if you need my help coming together, I will be there. If someone wants to do me a huge favor, though, if you guys want to all go onto that feedback form and submit some feedback for me in mass, the feedback needs to be, can we please have a spectator mode in the private matches so that we may host tournaments? I would be greatly appreciative, because then I'll host tournaments for everybody. Is that fair? If it is, please go do so. I will submit one too. And hopefully we get spectator mode. And then I host some tournaments, and I think that'd be pretty fun. All right. My throat is killing me because I'm talking too much. I'm going to go get a drink. I'm going to take my stream down. I will be right back. Just as I said it, Jeff, you are spot on. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to take my stream down. I'm going to be down for about 2 minutes. We're going to be back up. We're going to be playing some more Evil Dead. I need a drink.